Welcome to 5150 Unleashed. I named this because I was crazy, I am crazy, and I want my fellow crazies. Um, I have been having this really deep gut feeling that my God wants me to do something, and I'm really doing this video with an act of faith and just putting it out there. And I was like, what do I start with? I start with my own story. And this is, a lot about addiction, God, and what we go through a lot of times in life, and my story and what I went through. And if you let me know if I'm on the right track, please subscribe or comment, even if you don't think that I am. But I'm just doing this from the heart without any real script or anything, so just bear with me. And about where I started out in life. I grew up in a very unstable home. Uh, by the time I had reached 12th grade, I'd been to 13 different or changed schools 13 different times. And that just gives you a little sense. But out of high school, I went into the Marine Corps. And out of the Marine Corps is where I really started drinking. I was drinking a little bit in the Marine Corps, but it really kicked up after. And I was into the partying, and I was getting into fights all the time, and the jails was just um, it's a revolving door for me a lot of times, most of the time, most of my life. And I just kept on drinking and drinking. I smoked some weed. I tried crack, wasn't really my thing. But I had a long time of drinking and partying and fighting with God. You know, God, why is my life like this? And I come to where I've been through divorces and lost everything constantly. I come to a point in my life to where I just wanted to die. I just wasn't going to commit suicide or anything like that. You know, literally, I probably just didn't have the balls to do it. But I drank myself pretty close to death. But so one night, it was January 15th, 2013. I was down, and I had told my wife at the time, she's still my wife today, I just wanted to die. I didn't really have no purpose in life. Why am I even still here? And that night, I got up from my patio, stepped through the kitchen door, boom. Something hit me in the chest. And it was such a pressure. And I went into the house, and I had collapsed into the floor. And I told my wife, I was like, something's going on here. I've never felt this before. And she said, do you want to go to the hospital? And I was like, oh, maybe I'll just lay down for a minute. and it overcome me, and it's just like I need to go to the hospital. So I got cleaned up. Don't want to really go into much in detail on that, but I got out to the car, and if there ever was a feeling of safeness, if you know what I am talking about, I was that was just like an emotion, a feeling that I was just totally safe, and I felt like angels just lined the streets. And I made my way to the hospital and through the emergency room doors, and my wife ran in, and the nurses and everything come out and said, yes, he is having a major heart attack. I was blue. And they took me in. You just at that moment, um, God almost gave me my wish, but it was a real wake up call. And I went in. I had total blockage in what they refer to as the widowmaker artery. And through all of that, they lost me in the emergency room, brought me back, put a stent in my heart. I went to, I think it was ICU or CCU, whichever one, and they lost me once there. And I went and I saw these, like this hallway, a door, pushed open a door, and there was like these gold people, like a sat in a room, and one of them looked at me and shook his head no. And I came to in the hospital room. I had all these nurses around me. I had my cardiologist at the foot of the bed, and I looked up, and he said, um, "Hey, bud, we lost you there for a minute." I was like, "Oh, this shit's getting real, man." And that is exactly what I said. And he kept on asking me how much cocaine I had done, how much. And I was like, I don't do that. And he's like, no, how much? I said, I do not do that. And I said, I've never done that in my life, except for that, little crack that I had showed you that I tried. It just wasn't my thing. But anyway, through all of that, God had gave me almost gave me my wish. But I came out of there, didn't change too much. But 9 months later, my little girl was born. And he was like, I'm going to give you something to live for. You still got a purpose. And my baby was born. And she is like one of the greatest gifts ever by my God. But that still didn't change me too much. It slowed me down for a little bit. But I still continued to drink. And I knew I needed to quit drinking. I have a little girl now. God gave me a second chance. I need to quit drinking. But the harder that I tried, the more I drank. I know a lot of you may not understand that, but there's truth to that. And the addicts and the alcoholics, they know. And I still continue to drink. I drank a lot. I still worked and stuff, but I didn't deserve that little girl. And so one day, and she grew up a little bit, and then my wife, everything was sort of falling apart around me, and I was just there like, I need to just leave or something. I mean, they don't deserve this. They don't deserve what I am putting them through. They deserve better. I'm a POS. I need to get out and just go somewhere and continue to destroy myself. But I just couldn't. But then one day, May 27th, 2019, 10 o'clock in the morning, cracked open a beer, looked down at my little girl, said, she doesn't deserve this. This is no way to um, for her to come up. So I walked out into the living room, told my wife, I'm going to rehab. She's like, yeah, okay, all right. Made a few calls, come to the door, and I was on my way. She was in absolute shock. And then she started crying. She's like, are you serious? I said, yes, I am going. I've got to. And I went, and like she said, she just shocked. To this day, she said, it was like I was struck by lightning. That God just, boom. And that's, when God will answer your prayers, but He has a time for it. And it just wasn't my time until that day. Off to rehab I went. I went to Legacy Place in Coral Springs to detox. And they say coming off of alcohol and two things that will kill you if you do it cold turkey: alcohol and benzos. And through detox, it's probably the highest I've ever been in my life. But I was in there, I think, one, two, maybe two, close, between a week and 2 weeks. And I come off, it's just like I hit a brick wall. But I went into the rehab, and through rehab, I learned about a lot myself. A lot about myself. And just by the glory of God, to this day, I'm still sober. And my little girl, I mean, is everything perfect? No. And I just keep on, like, everybody goes through, like, we would call it a rainbow period, new life, pink clouds, and, you're doing this and stuff. But I still have help. And to this day, that rehab and the people there call me, text me, make sure I'm doing good. When I was there, they told me, we have a lot of faith in you. We believe you're one person who's going to make it. because I have one person on my side, God. Now, I am still crazy, but I am without addiction. I am without alcohol. And I have just had this burden. If I picked any job to do, it would be helping alcoholics, addicts, and young adults, young people, maybe even in high school. I am a poster child for what path not to take. And I would love to somehow really get their attention, and listen to me. Just don't think I'm another person. I have been through what you're getting ready to go through if you don't stop it. There's a lot of people out there that have anxiety and they don't know that they have it. They don't know what's wrong with them. I want to be a person that helps them. But of course, we need, a way to get by. I have a job, but, and it pays the bills. It's hard to do both when you have a family. I do what I can. But the burden, I believe, God wanted me to do this. You are going to let me know. Is this what I'm supposed to do? All I ask you to do is subscribe if you believe in me. Comment. Even if you don't, let me know. Maybe I'm just another poor schmuck or something trying to get attention. Maybe that's the way you feel. But that is not what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to find my way. I am trying to get my story out. I do believe in God with all my heart. And I pray for Him for me doing this video. And as time goes on, we'll together build this thing. And I want to be an inspiration. If I can do it, you can do it. I'm talking about the addiction. Doesn't matter how old you are. Life has not passed you by. You're not done until you did. If there's one person that you can help, that I can help, then it is worth it. And I'm sure this 5150 Unleashed is going to, I'm not a choir boy, and I am not going to be that. I'm just doing this through faith, and I want you, the people, let me know. I love everybody. I want to help people, and I love all of you. Hopefully, from your comments and your subscriptions, I will have your blessing. Peace be with you. I love you all. Later.